I don't explain what's the series or what's the price. I just talk about because a lot of people are very sensitive for the price. They think if you provide something, you should provide low price or cheap stuff. I understand because when I go to shopping, I also want why this is more expensive than other things. I will compare. It's a right behavior. But in the market, how you define your price? I think the price must match your value. This is the essential of the market. If you price doesn't match your value, the end user will give up you. They think this stuff is not worth this price. They will give up you, definitely. So from Huawei side, we have a principle. If you guys can go to a website to check our annual report, doesn't matter, from 10 years ago to check our annual report. So in Huawei, our boss, the big boss, group CEO, he believe Huawei will never chase high profit. So you can go to check our annual report. Every year, the profit is around 10%. The net profit is just 10%. And the second principle of him is, he said, first, we need to get money. We need to have profit. Otherwise, we cannot survive. We're going to die. So we need to make money from our business. But second, we make more money, we will return more to the end users. But how return? There's many methods. For example, we put more money on the innovations to give better experience to end users. Or we give more benefits to our partners, like our supplier on the like chipset components, or our partners on the channels, our retailers, our wholesalers. So this is a return. From our side, we need to maintain the whole supply chain. We cannot make, if one of that die, the Huawei, we cannot survive very well, and end user cannot get better devices. So what I want to say is, if you just say the price of Mate 8, actually compare with iPhone, it's still cheap. Compare with Galaxy, it's still cheap. But if you just say this price, maybe a lot of Kenya will say this price is high. But we have different level. You can choose one suitable for you. But the important things, after you buy it, you will judge whether this price match the value. If match, you are satisfied. If doesn't match, I think you will give up Huawei. So this is what we don't want to see. But we believe currently this price match this phone's value. So this is what yeah.
Thank you very much. Just on a side on that, you used two words, price and value. I would like to switch to Harry and just ask him. In Swahili, which word refers to price and which one refers to value?
Why are you doing this, man?
It's me. I did.
Price is bei. Value. Amana. Dhamana. Bei, dhamana. What else do you want?
No, there's been, people say that the African dialects do not differentiate between value and price. So maybe when you're doing your advert now, be careful not to say bei yangu ni rahisi, ni thamana yangu inahisi. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, and congratulations on the launch of the great product. Mine would be to say, yeah, enterprise mobility is here, and one of the things it helps organizations like ours, I work at the hospital, is to share costs, because people buy their own devices, and even those that are bought by the organization are well taken care of if somebody has to move around with it. The only challenge, as was said, was the loss of data. The fear that somebody unauthorized would be able to access, for instance, patient information, and also loss of the device. Maybe you could help by having some very robust insurance solutions to be able to take care of that. But the other challenge also has been poor network. The carriers talk of 3G, LTE, but this seems to be only in the CBD and maybe in Upper Hill. As you move slightly out of town, there's a problem. So as an industry, maybe that should be looked into so that people can work further and further away from the CBD. Thank you.
How many Huawei devices do you have on your network?
I think the number is still low, but maybe we need more marketing and more robust, information on this. The numbers are tilted in favor of Samsung. I think that's the most common at the moment.
Thank you. I think I was asking that because I think something was said. Huawei does most of the networks in this country, isn't it? So the question maybe is how those people are implementing how they get onto that network. And I think there we have two people who can answer his questions. On security, do you want to do it, or do you need to do it?
Maybe for the data security, they mentioned that also. Yes. So first for the data security, you said people's worry about the data, lose the data or lost the phones. Now actually there's there's one very hot topic. It's called cloud. If you connect to the cloud, actually all your data can be stored in the cloud. So you won't lose it, because the cloud supplier, they will guarantee that. They have many methods to guarantee your data is being stored in different place. Even one place have some problems. The other part can be the backup. Even you lost your phone, you get a new phone, you have account, you can copy from the cloud to your phone. So cloud technologies now is developed very fast. So for me, like I use the Android system. If I have a Google account, all your photos, your contacts, being synchronized to the cloud. You make a new photo, they will sync to the cloud immediately. So doesn't matter how quick I change phone, because I change phone very quickly. Because when we have a new phone, the guys asked me to take one. So I change phone very quickly, but I never lost my contact, my photos, because it's sync from cloud and your phones. So this is I think this is also the future, because in the future people, they won't store anything locally. They will store in the cloud. They are a dedicated company. They don't do nothing. They just build a very big pool, very big cloud to help you to storage your data. And when you need, you can connect to that. So this is the one things. Just now you also mentioned for organizations how to maybe I understand wrongly. What I want to say is the APP is most important in Kenya. I think now in Kenya this industry still on the initial stage. So we need to encourage, incentive more and more software company, maybe the students in the university, to develop a different mobile APP. For example, everybody knows Uber is a taxi APP. is from US. But you know, in China, before Uber, we already have some taxi app. So this is not means. I think it's just in China the industry develop early than Kenya, but we need the local, because use the software app outside is cannot encourage your local industry. So you need. I hope there's more and more company can support students or software company to develop app. Why we need app? Because this is a mobile world. You watch movie. You don't need some PC software anymore. You have different applications, app, in the phones. You receive email. You have different apps. You do anything, like in Huawei now, we have. Okay, let me make advertising. In our enterprise domain, we have a solution we call BYOD, Beyond Your Own Device. That we do that for the SME, small media enterprise. That means you install that on any your mobile device, like your phones, your pad. They can build like a VPN in the internet, but connect to your organization network, so you can receive email. All the information is encrypted, so you don't worry about your organization's information being stolen by other people, being hacked by peoples. So, but also there's other apps can do that. So the mobile app is important. So that's why, because people use mobile only, that's why the data is more important. The security of data is the not only in the you just worry about you lost this information. Actually, the major issues is this information's being stolen by peoples. So these things is another perspective. So you need to guarantee your data is not leaking to other side. For the network, yeah, you're right. If we use cloud or we guarantee the security, we must have a good network. Otherwise, you want to think, but you wait by 1 hour. It's still in the cloud, not in your phone. It's not good. So the network issues, we talk with operators, every operators. We hope they build more. But the current, I think, this is how to say that. In some area, I think the network is already good. But they still need to like extend the capacity, because when you have good experience, you will want a faster network, and you will use more of that. So even the network at present is good, but maybe after 3 months, it's congestion. So we cannot say network is good or not good. We only can say the network can match your requirements or cannot match your requirements. In the rural area, maybe people just use the voice, send an SMS. They don't use that network too much, but they feel it's enough for them. But in the CBD, people use that internet videos. They still feel it's not enough. So this is a balance for operators. We talk with them every day about this. We tell them. They will also ask us which part is congestion, which part we need add more sites, or we need increase the capacity. But this one, I think you don't need worry about that. If you feel the network is not good, call the customer, the call center. Tell them this part is not good. You know, now in the internet age, I don't know whether you guys use speed test, this app, speed test. So this one, we are talk with Safricom to ask them to collect the data from speed test. to buy the data from speed test. Because for Huawei, we buy that data every year, because we need that data to tell operators which part is the network is good, which part is not good. So we also talk with Africa, and we hope they also can buy this, and also give some good policy for testers, because when you test, you will pay money for that consumption. So sometimes when people test, I think operators shouldn't charge that, because they get more data, they will know what's the problem of their network. For me, I have the habits. I go anywhere, I will do a test, because I don't care how much I'm more careful about the network quality. But we need to encourage people to do that, because this is a big data age. The operator also need this data to improve their network. Sometimes they know there's a problem, but they don't know what the exact problems. And the people, if you feel the network is not good, I don't think you're going to call the call center. Am I right? So people, when they cannot make call, maybe they will call the call center. But when they go to browse the internet, they feel the network quality is poor and the speed is poor. Very few people call the call center. But if you do the speed tests and the customer can get, the operators can get data from that app, the operators will pay attention to that. So this is a change, the model change. I hope to utilize this can help improve the network quality.
I think I'll just sort of elaborate on what he has said. Probably take a step back into your environment and say, let's do readiness tests. Readiness. How ready are we for the mobility trend? Takes me back to what I was talking about. We look at your users and do some profiling, and what kind of data needs to be accessed, and then provide the security from there, and the capabilities that you based on that segmentation exercise. We hear a lot of what you have expressed just now, where clients are at a certain stage of mobility, but they're facing exactly the same challenges. It's creating a very frustrating experience, all for the wrong reasons, I think. Some of them, of course, if your infrastructure is not right and it is a limiting factor, what are you going to do about it? So obviously there's an investment that goes into that. But if you have a proper roadmap that in the maybe year one, these are the 3 projects I need to do to take my mobility practice to a certain maturity level, and that's where people like us come in and assist you with that kind of thing. Yeah. Because exactly as you said, if you take a silo-based approach, then you're going to have problems. I think that's what we are seeing more and more. We cannot escape mobility, it is there. More and more clients are saying, let's embrace it. And they make the quick decisions, let's do this and let's do that, without taking that holistic approach.
Thank you very much. We'll take one last question. Well, I'm going. I believe, Patrice, you said that I can use my fingerprint to unlock.
You unlock the phone.
So that should help you. Go for the Mate 8 and then incorporate the signature, the fingerprint feature.
Hi, Robert. I was about to accuse you of not mingling because you were just hovering around the Huawei table on the other side. Thank you for your presentations. Your hardware is extremely impressive. Actually, it beats your competitor in terms of hardware specs. And of course, your stated competitor, even in your presentations, is Apple, is the iOS. And you've mentioned it 2 or 3 times in comparison. Your biggest challenge to me as a corporate, because I do have a BYOD policy, and so any device is welcome and is able to access my network, all devices up to one level, which is the email level, because I host my emails on the cloud with Microsoft. At that level, it is open. But when it comes to enterprise mobility, accessing my backend, that's a notch higher level of security needed. And because you run on an Android platform, there's a big question mark there. Because I run on an iOS platform, and I do have Apple developers who sit with us as Nestle. And if you're talking enterprise mobility, then your biggest challenger is iOS, because it's perceived, let me use the word perceived, okay, to be the highest notch of security on mobility. Wouldn't that be a hindrance for you selling this device? I mean, if Huawei comes up with their own iOS OS, their own OS, that will definitely put you on a notch higher in terms of selling high-end devices to corporates. To the general usage, to the small, humbly said, business operators, Android will run because any developer can develop any applications for them. And I see that as your biggest challenge and your biggest and your hardest selling to convince me as Nestle to jump onto your device because of the OS that you're running.
Am I safe to take that as a comment?
It's a comment. It's a comment if you want to respond.
Dean wants to respond. I think what you might want to re-emphasize was the BYOD, which I think you said was beyond your own device. Yes.
Just a quick response. Thank you very much for the comments. I think I need to send a BYOD express to your company to replace you with BYOD. You know now for the OS, Huawei's most of our devices are in the Android OS, and Apple is on the iOS. So, and there's also another Windows mobile. This is the three major one. Yeah, I'm not sure Huawei gonna have our own OS or not, but currently, because we also use our own BYOD. So I use the Huawei phones to access that. I receive mail, all the documents in the email. You can download, but you cannot copy out of the phones because it's encrypted by the BYOD. Even you copy outside, you cannot open it. You can only open when you access to this. And the Android phone, iPhone, Apple, it doesn't matter now currently in Huawei's BYOD. This is another advertising for. So it's better we focus on our Mate 8. Yeah. Mate 8 is good for businessmen, for the organizations using, because it's big screen, long battery, and good experience because there's a lot of behavior model like knuckle. You use it very easily. You make picture good. You can customize the pictures. It's good for businessmen to do what you want, everything what you want. So this is the last question. Yeah, let me just recommend to all the businessmen, media sitting here, try Huawei Mate 8. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hand clap, please, for the panelists. Thank you very much.